Sony Pictures intends to capitalize on the surprise success of Venom, expanding its universe of Spider-Man characters by bringing in a vampire. It might feel a little odd up front, but then again, maybe a vampire is less weird than an alien symbiote that forces a man to climb into a lobster tank. The franchise may not be ready to slip the webhead himself into the mix just yet, but that's little trouble when all of these antiheroic personalities need to be built up as a full-fledged characters themselves. Maybe Spider-Man will give Sony the sort of pseudo-Dark universe franchise Universal can't quite get to work, complete with a bunch of half-good guys duking it out with each other. Morbius, the next man/creature to enter this lineup, is nearly ready to stop waiting in the wings. Here's some of what we can expect from the living vampire when he swoops into theaters. Morbius was initially set for release on July 31, 2020. That date would have conveniently avoided overlapping both Black Widow and the Eternals release dates, which Sony and Marvel may well have hashed out together as part of their tumultuous shared custody of Spider-Man. It was a bold choice, too, to put it right in the middle of the tentpole season. Of course, like the rest of the summer 2020 movie season, Morbius found itself a new date, with Sony moving the living vampire all the way back to March 19, 2021. Even that wasn't far enough back, however, as a result of the major schedule shuffling triggered by the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the studio bumped Morbius back yet again, this time settling on a January 28, 2022 release date. In the meantime, Venom 2 came and went without any hint of a crossover between the Hungry Symbiotes franchise and the adventures of Morbius. Any possibility of an on-screen connection between them, either through the body of the plot or some post-credits revelation, is still very much up in the air. Filling the lead role of Dr. Michael Morbius is Jared Leto. Yeah, we know, we're worried about what his particular flavor of method acting might do in this role, too. However, we've yet to hear any particularly upsetting behind-the-scenes stories about Leto-esque hijinks on the set of Morbius. After Suicide Squad, one would assume tabloids would be all over that kind of hot gossip like white on snow, but the information came out later during that film's press tour, so we'll see. You may find it encouraging to know that Leto has a long history of consuming vampire-centered media of various stripes and has a lot of passion for the genre. If coming from a place of sanity, being inspired by examples like Interview with the Vampire, both the book and films, according to Leto, and Bram Stoker's Dracula is actually quite a boon. These are works uninterested in being gritty or unstylized, they're big, languid, and stuffed to the gills with aesthetic, while never forgetting the innate monstrous truth of vampirism. Morbius as a character never takes joy in his affliction, but that doesn't mean the movie can't have ostentatious flourish. Adria Arjona has been cast as Martine Bancroft, Morbius's fiancée. As a supporting character to the living vampire, who is himself generally not a leading man, it's no surprise that there isn't exactly a wealth of knowledge about her to glean from the source material. She often exists, we have to admit, with some discomfort purely to die or be mind-controlled into joining cults, thus making Morbius sad before inevitably being resurrected. She ultimately seeks to become a true mythical vampire, turns on Morbius, and permanently dies. Let's hope that particular sexist tradition is avoided in the film adaptation. The fact that this lesser-known comic property doesn't have an expansive lore could actually work in the project's favor, as it permits a lot of flexibility and wholesale invention. Arjona herself may not be a household name, but has much to recommend her as she enters the superhero genre via Morbius. She is fresh off the massive success of Good Omens as Anathema Device, but she also has other notable genre chops exercised in Pacific Rim, Uprising and True Detective. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe our channel.